we're back in Szczecin at Paprykarz Open number 5, and we will be providing coverage for the finals of the LCQ. So the finals are among friends from Wrocław. It's Wojciech Klimczyk and Łukasz Siniarski. The matchup is blue-white average versus green-black restricted. The players are almost ready. Yeah, the players are almost ready to go. So whenever they are ready, they'll start. So thing is, they're going to play together as the RPQ. So they're just playing for your entertainment purposes and for this sweet playmat that you can see that Wojciech has under his fingers, hard with our custom graphics. So yeah, it's awesome, handmade. Okay. So this matchup is of course tricky because it is a creature-based deck versus a heavy control deck. The thing is that resolving a threat is going to be difficult for Łukasz, and Wojciech, if he allows too many little creatures to slip by, they can get pretty massive. Like it means that when the restrictor goes to get a British car with other counter providers so we're going to see how it turns out. Łukasz has a lot of the first match, since his deck is of course carrying on cards like Fatal Push, Verac's Contempt. I mean, Verac's Contempt is going to be
Dzisiaj miałem taki meczyk, mi się podobało życzenie i zamiast sobie zmienić 4, jak byłem pewny, czy jest czwarte, czy piąte. Już nie zmieniłem, właśnie grałem do końca, ale mogłem przegrać, że na redzika jest jakiś zbierz.
Backup and right away from there control approach, cast it 2 times, and then through this alternate good condition. Okay, we have a bit of shuffle catch going on. After this round, we are going to start broadcasting the top 8 of the modern tournament. Right now, we are playing the quarterfinals. We have interesting and diverse metagame and the top 8 of the modern tournament. We have Bubbles, we have Burn, we have Rick's Shadow, Drawn, Blue. So a lot of different options and a lot of things.
Albo najgorsze to jest po pierwszej
grze, nie wiem o co chodzi.
No ja 2, 3.
I think this game we played previously. Aglet Sleep Cypher. That's a very good card to play against that provides much needed card advantage. And this matchup, it's a risk to play it since there are no Goblin Chain Whirlers to be afraid of. Okay, and there it comes down. Unfortunately, it's met with an Essence Scatter. Yeah, the Lanoa Elf sticks it in for 1 damage. Okay, no, he's not stuck on that. He resolved the Survivor's Contempt and followed up with the Glacial Fortress. You can notice that he played the Ruin on tap. He played previous turn now. Feel the Ruin because it was in tap. And Glacial Fortress would have had to come in tap. Right, I finally have a friend to talk to. Hello, Michał.
Hello, Piotr. What do we have here?
We have the finals of the LCQ, and it's a friendly match just for entertainment purposes and to win our sweet Paprykarz playmat.
Okay.
And
So the both players decided probably to play together tomorrow.
yes, they are
Okay.
playing together. So yeah, it's a classic green-black constructor versus blue-white approach.
Okay, Łukasz is playing up. Okay, yes, it's on
Two
another one.
constrictors. Whoa, that's a lot of counters.
Fireworks.
Yes. However, Wojtek's hand is pretty stacked because he has both the Settle Wreckage and Fumigate, and he also already has an approach of the second sun. I don't see him losing this game even from this position.
Yeah. Rishkar on another hand for Łukasz, but you know, and Ballista. Okay.
Ballista can get pretty massive because it would enter for 2 mana, for 4 mana with 4 counters.
Okay. Oh, wow. And Wojtek is not playing Settle the Wreckage.
Because he doesn't have the second white.
Oh right.
Yeah, that
That's-
stinks. That stinks. He's going to Field of Ruin, one of the lands from Łukasz, just to get that second white.
Okay. Fumigate incoming.
I guess so, yeah, that would be my first guess. And it's pretty funny because he will not gain any life and he will lose 1 if Łukasz fires off this ballista.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ballista will hit for 4 and 3 creatures.
Are going to die to this Fumigate.
Okay, so Wojtek needs to top deck a land, and Łukasz.
He does have a land.
Okay, so he can launch the Fumigate now
Exactly, and start rebuilding
from the scratches.
Okay. The second approach.
Greedy. Greedy.
Well, sure, it is a bit greedy, but then, you know, you have just 2 turns, a win cards, so. Oh, he killed off his own Llanowar elf so that Wojtek takes more damage. That's always fun. Or is it the same?
It's the same.
It's the same, yeah.
Because instead of hitting him for 1, he is not gaining a 1. So
Yeah, I mean, okay, that was cute.
cool play. Okay, but
That was cute.
It's the same.
There are 4 cards in Wojtek's graveyard, so this Escanta will not be flipping just right now, but if he draws 1 more land, then we will see an approach, followed by a second approach,
Yeah.
and the game is over. Just
Okay,
2-2
2-2 beer.
there, yeah. And a Teferi, oh god, milled! That's something.
Okay.
Okay,
So
and
it's a
game
game.
over.
It's a game.
Game over. This approach doesn't do it, but he has a second one in hand already. So we will be going to the sideboards very soon. And after thorough 8-minute shuffling from those players, we've had a very quick game 1. Even through a perfect start, the green-black deck was not able to overcome the sheer power of removal and counter spells. Okay, he will flip. Yeah, just slam it.
That was very aggressive.
Yes, BM approach. That was a 200 IQ play. Very
Yes.
well played by Wojtek.
You know, that's not
Klimczyk.
easy task to play.
You need skill to play the second approach from hand.
Yeah. Good job, Wojtek.
Yes. Very
Anyway,
well done.
the outcome of this match is irrelevant since, as we said,
It's not irrelevant because our players are playing. Actually, they have decided they are playing for this
okay.
sweet Paprykarz open playmat.
Very nice.
Hand drawn, actually.
Yeah.
This illustration was hand drawn by Cornelia. And you can see Cornelia in the feature match area. She's responsible for all the life totals and all the information you see on the
Yeah.
screen. So, thank you very much.
Yes,
that's
Cornelia, that's you.
her. Yay!
Great artwork indeed.
Exactly. I didn't know she could hear us.
Yeah, me too. If she hears us, she must be connected to the stream somehow. But
Yeah.
the guys in the booth, they don't hear us. How come is that?
What sorcery is this?
It's magic. Okay, Cornelia is hiding the microphone somewhere. She won't tell us.
Okay, so we see some torrential gear hulks going in. Well, that's pretty understandable, pretty reasonable. You want to have access to all the spells that you've already used.
Yeah.
What's going on? Is there a commotion? Okay, nothing was going on. Pretty massive sideboarding going on Łukasz's side. I guess he's citing out all that useless removal. So, yeah. Cards that he's going to want to board in are things like Duress, perhaps some Naturalizers to get rid of those Torrential Gear Hulks, and Search for Escanto, which is a powerful draw engine. Probably some Vraska's Contempt to deal with Planeswalkers. Not so many Cast Downs. Cast Downs don't do much. Wojciech is going to side in some non-legendary creatures, but you don't want to overdo it on just straight-up kill spells. Just 1-for-1 isn't going to cut it in such a value-oriented matchup. So, yeah, this hand disruption, probably Brontodons. If he had only a couple of Brontodons, not the full playset, I think he's going to go with the full 4. We will see. We will see. He's going to be on the play in this game. Maybe Vraska. Vraska could be a good card because it provides a clock, and it's difficult to deal with. Okay, we'll just see how this matchup goes and who wins this great playmat. I've never seen such a relaxed finals game. So, some more shuffling going on as we prepare for this final, maybe perhaps the final game of the final match in the LCQ. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. we shall start the RPTQ. We have spots for 100 teams, and a lot of them have already registered. We have over 90 teams confirmed to be coming tomorrow for this event, so it's going to be huge. Over 300 people playing it out for the two invitations, because 2 teams get an invitation to the Pro Tour 25th anniversary, and this Pro Tour is going to be a very special one because you qualify as a team playing Unified Standard, and then you play Team Constructed, which is Standard, Modern and Legacy, and you go as the same team that you qualified with. So it's going to be something different, something special. Okay, let's see if our players are satisfied with their starting 7s. Wojciech doesn't look too thrilled about this. I think he didn't have a white source, so that's going to be a mulligan to 6, which on the draw is not a tragedy. Again, the Vancouver mulligan rule has made it a bit more forgiving for the players who have to take a mulligan. And Łukasz seems to be keeping his 7-card hand. I guess what we will see is an Elf, and then a Siphoner or a Winding Constrictor. I think he needs to have a good curve if he wants to perform well in this kind of matchup. Oh, a little smiley face for all of you. Okay, let's see if this hand is better. Oh, so careless. How dare you drop your cards. But this hand is much better. There will be a scry. I think it's keepable. Yeah, the first turn land world. Island go. Let's see what the follow-up is. Is it a snake? Is it a ballista? Is it a glint-sleeve siphoner? All are good. It's a beast crafter's it's a life crafter's bestiary. So this is a rock that allows you to scry 1 at the beginning of each upkeep, and then you may pay green as you cast a creature to draw a card. So it's a good card for grindy matchups, just like this one. I didn't even think of it, but it makes a lot of sense if you can stick it, which he did. All right, a Thrashing Brontodon now entering the hand, but no second green source. So, wow, now 2 bestiaries. Łukasz is going to have a lot of card selection, maybe not card selection, but he's going to sift through the top of his library and get the cards that he wants, actually. Have a lot of control over his draws, and then when he finally casts a creature, he can pay additional green and get more cards out of the deal. So this kind of value engine is going to be very difficult to overcome for Wojtek, and he doesn't seem to have a third land in his hand, a fourth land in his hand. So I don't know if he wants to. Oh yeah, so Łukasz is resolving this ballista, and he paid another additional green. Yes, Invoke the Divine is going to get rid of one of those bestiaries because it was just too much value. Okay, so Wojtek has drawn a card for his turn. He's going to cycle his cast out in order to maximize his chances for drawing another land. Search for Escanta is going to be the play this turn. I think that he's not going to be happy when he sees that Łukasz actually does have a Thrashing Brontodon, which can deal with the Search for Escanta very easily. Wow, a third Lifecrafter's Bestiary? No, a Nissa Vital Force coming in for Łukasz. Nissa Vital Force can untap lands and make them into creatures, and that is, yeah, that is a really fast clock against a deck like this. So let's see if this Search for Escanta is cooperative. For now it is. Does Wojtek want to fumigate? I think he does. He's going to get rid of a land in the process. And let's see. Well, this Nissa is still a problem. He will have to find a cast out in order to deal with it. Or perhaps blink it. Let's see what the draw is. And remember, Łukasz does have access to 5 mana this turn, even if he doesn't draw a land. So the play is Thrashing Brontodon, pay an extra mana to draw a card. Nissa goes up, makes a land into a 5/5 and goes straight into the red zone. Search for Escanta triggers. Invoke the Divine again. Decides to keep it, that's interesting. Glimmer main phase. That screams to me that I don't have anything and I really need a play this turn. Seed away, Search for Escanta. Seed away is okay, I guess. I would decide to draw it. Yeah. Now he's on 7 lands. If he has an approach, or if he draws an approach, he's very close to winning, even though it doesn't seem like it. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. Łukasz with the perfect curve and perfect spells for this kind of matchup. I think he did draw an Winding Constrictor in the end. Yeah, now he's going to reveal it, ask if it's okay. Yeah, it resolves. Actually, they do it in the wrong order because first it should be Lifecrafter Bestiary triggers when a creature is cast. So before it enters the battlefield, they should resolve the Bestiary trigger. But okay, they're friends. They're playing just for some swag because they have already won today. Because they have managed to beat almost 30 other players trying to get their spot to tomorrow's RPTQ. Seal away. Enters the battlefield. What is Wojtek targeting? Well, first, the trigger is on the stack, I believe. And now Wojtek wants to trigger something, and Łukasz can always activate his Thrashing Brontodon in order to destroy the seal away. Okay, land to the bin. Alright, we have a Disallow and a Settle the Wreckage in hand for Wojtek. And he's on 7 lands, so he can easily deploy them both. Wojtek preparing his mana for inevitable. So Settle the Wreckage and Disallow. Alright, there's the Disallow countering Walking Ballista. Nissa plus. Untapping Ifnir Deadlands, making it a 5/5. Do you have it? Yes, I do! And there is a lot of value there. So Wojtek just 3-for-1 Łukasz. Of course, Łukasz gets some cards out of the deal, and there is still this Nissa, but he can flip this Escanta, and right now, winning with Surge is going to be quite easy. Okay, let's see what he draw. That black card that you see there, it's Search for Escanta, but it's in a sleeve that makes the back not clear, not see through, because some cards do have a problem with that. Some cards make it so that you can, some card sleeves make it so that you can see through the back, but these sleeves prevent that. So that's why this Search for Escanta looks so weird. All right. Settle the Wreckage, defined from a Search from Escanta. Duress from Łukasz. Disallow Search. What is he going to take? Honestly, I would take the Disallow, because you're going to have to take... Disallow is an answer to broader spectrum of threats. Settle the Wreckage you can always play against, or you can make your opponent fire it off at a time which is convenient for you, not for them. So Disallow would definitely be my choice here, and that's I see that Łukasz agrees with me. So Settle is going to be the only card left in Wojtek's hand. And now let's see what Łukasz decides to do with his Nissa. I guess he's going to take the Ballista back. Play another land, deploy a Ballista for 3, and pay additional green in order to draw a card. Okay. So Wojtek untaps, draws for turn, searches again, cast out, that's an answer to Nissa. Attrition Gearhulk, okay. He really needs to find those approaches, and quickly. Okay. Now, Łukasz will untap, scry. And what happened? Did Wojtek just give up? I don't really know what happened, but yeah, it seems like Wojtek gave up. So, we're going to see a game 3, probably. They're going to sideboard, to do a bit of sideboarding. And yeah, we'll see who takes home the sweet Karn Paprykarz Open playmat. A little bit of shuffle cam going on. Some last-minute sideboarding decisions for Wojtek. Just please, could you just play already? After this match is over, we are going to take a short break, and then after we crown the finalist, the winner of the LCQ, we are going to jump into modern action with the semifinals and the finals of our big tournament with great prizes. We have over 1,300 euros in prizes, and these are in the form of accessories and single cards. So the first place gets a playset of Caverns of Souls, and as we know, Caverns of Souls are the hot thing right now, and we're at 75 euros each. That's a really nice prize for a modern tournament, but the competition is really strong. All the players in the top 8 have already acquired Polluted Delta. The places 5 to 8 get the playset of Polluted Deltas. Places 3 and 4 get a playset of Scalding Tarns, I believe. Scalding Tarns, yeah. Then the second place gets a playset of Horizon Canopy, or it's the other way around. And the first gets Caverns of Souls. So, really good prizes to play for. Alright, we are underway, and Wojtek is already doing much better in this game because he has all the colors of mana that he needs. Łukasz deployed an uncontested Glint Sleeve Siphoner, so that's another source of card advantage, but it's not as bad as the Lifecrafter's Bestiary was for Wojtek last game. So Duress is going to get countered, saving information, and, you know, probably it was the card that was going to get discarded anyway. Why do you do this to me? Alright, fourth land. Now, do you have it? Do you attack with both Glint Sleeve Siphoners? Łukasz using the triggers from both of these in order to draw some cards. From one of these, I'm sorry. He loses some life, draws some cards, tries to resolve a Constrictor. Wojtek signals that it's okay, it sticks. And both Siphoners attack 4 energy. He just takes it. So no settle so far. Okay, a cycle. A draw. The draw was, I think, settle. So now the cycle of the second farmland. Another draw. And let's see. There was not a settle, but Wojtek has 2 Teferis in hand. And Łukasz will have to do something with that because Teferi can run away with the game pretty easily. But we know that he already has a Vraska's Contempt. So after drawing from this Glint Sleeve Siphoners for one of them, he doesn't want to overdo it. He's going to get an opportunity to get rid of it. Wow, he uses up lots of energy, he draws up lots of cards, 3 at the beginning of this turn alone. We'll see how it goes later. Of course, Glint Sleeve Siphoners now produce 2 energy counters during the attack. Because of that Winding Constrictor, it doubles up. It doesn't double up. It adds up 1 additional counter for every counter that would be added to permanent or player, and that counts energy counters as well. Wojtek just lets go of this Teferi and waits to see how the situation develops. a cycle of a cast out. He's really digging for answers. It doesn't look well for him now. It's basically settle or bust, or fumigate or bust, and I think the answer was a bust. So we're gonna see a land, and it's just... Oh! He passed the turn. And decided he doesn't want to pass the turn. Now he's playing another Teferi. Plus, draw a card, untap 2 lands at the end, at the beginning of the end step, and it's going to be Vraska's Contempted before even the ability resolved. But of course the ability was on the stack and we have to follow through with it. And alright, I didn't see what the draw was. Torrential Gearhulk. That could be useful. However, there is only Disallow. That's the only real card that Wojtek has access to. So I would guess right now the advantage goes towards the green-black player. With Duress in hand, he can safely see if there are any things that he has to worry about. Then he can jam in for 6. Wojtek slowly revealing the contents of his hand. 2 Essence Scatters, a Disallow, a Cast Out, and a Torrential Gearhulk. Basically, I would take the Disallow, let Wojtek fire off Essence Scatters on something less useful because you won't get rid of both of them. Cast Out, he doesn't have mana to play it anyway now. Yeah, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good unless he draws Fumigate or Disallow this turn or the next turn, because Łukasz is getting away with this pretty quickly. And a Life Crafter's Bestiary to just make things worse. Honestly, I don't think there is a way that Wojtek can overcome such a disproportionate disadvantage. He drew a Settle the Wreckage, but I don't know if it's not too little too late. Again, a pair of draws from Glint-Sleeve Siphoners. And let's see what he gets from that. And the draw for the turn, of course. He cannot really keep up with drawing 3 cards per turn. Let's see what the play is going to be, because he has... Oh, it's a Threshing Brontodon. That's going to get Essence Scattered. Okay. I would go... Yeah, it's quite fine. Oh. Łukasz is signaling that he was thinking whether he wants to pay for Lifecrafter's Bestiary trigger before Wojtek even has the ability to counter this spell. Now you have to ask yourself at this point, do I really need more cards? The answer is yes, you always need more cards. Okay, he decided to draw this extra card. Makes a land drop for the turn. Goes to combat, attacks for 6. And there it is. Just Settle the Wreckage. Łukasz didn't play around it because he didn't see it last turn. He thought that Wojtek wouldn't have it, but they always do. They always do. Okay, so a couple of lands entering the battlefield tapped for Łukasz Siniarski. Wojtek just cutting the deck, and we are going to proceed to his turn shortly, I think. Oh, there is another Siphoner, and paying for Bestiary trigger. Okay, let's see if Wojtek can bounce back from this. Forsake the worldly. Could be good. Could get rid of the bestiary. Scry, thanks to bestiary trigger on the beginning of the upkeep. Łukasz is trying to resolve Winding Constrictor and draw even more cards using this bestiary triggers. He just needs to push in 8 more points of damage, otherwise if you let Wojtek just have time, he will win. He will eventually win through this approach. Okay, and a Jade Light Ranger. That's the first time we've seen it actually during this match. Of course, the trigger and the explore. He has so many cards. You have to feel good about your chances when you have like a handful of cards against the control deck. A second Glint Sleeve Siphoner joins the party. And Alana Werewolf. Then, as soon as he steps out, Evoke Divine is going to take care of the life protected bestiary, but the damage is done. That 4-point life gain is quite a lot, and suddenly we are back in the same position as we were a couple of turns ago, where Łukasz has 2 Siphoners, a Winding Constrictor, and now Wojtek has a Settle Wreckage. So again, it's exactly the same. Łukasz could attack with all his creatures, assuming that Wojtek doesn't have the Settle, but he does have it again. Let's see if he's bold enough to attack with everything. Wojtek is telegraphing his play actually, because he tapped lands prior to declaring that he wants to cast his Torrential Gear Hulk. Well, that's strange, something to... If you ever play against Wojtek, just pay attention to that, because that might tell you a lot about his intentions. And we will see what Łukasz does, because he needs a follow-up. Just one Glint Sleeve Siphoner isn't going to cut it, and Wojtek can finish the game pretty quickly using this 5-6 beater. But then again, Łukasz has loads and loads of mana. He can produce a Walking Ballista that's just enormous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... A 6-6 walking ballista? 6-6 walking ballista? No, 5-5 maximum. Oh, I spoke too soon. It's an 3-7. 7-7 walking ballista. 880. Okay. Seems decent. And Wojciech drew approach. That's what he's going to play. Goes back to 17. I bet he's planning on chum blocking this this giant walking ballista. And the game begins. In seven draws, Wojciech is just going to win out of the blue. Now he needs to prevent Łukasz from destroying him beforehand. And there is a Thrashing Brontodon, which is a great draw. It allows Łukasz to get rid of the blocker. I think he got it. I think that was the winning draw. Yeah, and that's the game. So Łukasz, by the skin of his teeth, wins the Paprykarz Open playmat and becomes the official LCQ champion. Alright, we are going to take a break, and as soon as we have a semi-final modern match ready, we will come back to you with more magic. So stay tuned.